Hello, everybody. I'm Austin Brashear.
Hey.
This is From the Stage at Austin City Saloon. Tonight, we are with the Bedford Band, and we're just going to go ahead and let you guys introduce yourselves. We'll start right here. And
I'm Trevor. I'm with the Bedford Band.
My name's Sam May. I'm with a different band and this one.
I'm Tristan Frazier. I'm with this band.
I'm a Sagittarius.
I'm Colby Sweeney. I just came in off the street.
Yeah.
awesome. This is off to a great start. So, you want to tell us a little bit about yourselves, the instruments that you play and things of that nature?
Well, I have red hair and I like Big Macs. I play the guitar, and I sing.
It's a fancy version of the lute, if you didn't know what a guitar was.
I also play the, what's that called? Like belly? The belly. I play the belly.
Slap Belly.
Yeah, we have another band called Bedford.
The Slap
also,
Belly Boys.
The Slap Belly Boys, and we just slap our bellies.
It's slapping awesome.
Slapping awesome.
Yeah, man.
Very good.
We're all from Mount Sterling, good old Mount Sterling, Kentucky.
Except me.
Nice. Yeah, actually, I forgot. Colby's not from there.
He's from Pikeville.
Pikeville.
No, Pike County.
Shit, I did that every
Same
time.
place, man. It's literally the same place.
So, how exactly did all of you guys meet and get together? Like, who kind of knew each other first? How did the Bedford Band come to be?
Actually, let's go back. Me and Trevor met. We played football before this, but we really met in 6th grade, and we started a little band called Truancy because we skipped class. The principal actually named us that. And then Sam joined. We had some other bass players for a while, and then eventually we got to college. We're like, let's start over. So we became an indie band for a little bit, played Mumford & Sons and all that stuff. And then we're like, nah, that's not it. Then we met Colby, and then we got back into rock and roll, and here we are.
Yeah, man. It was an exciting road. We've got more.
Mm-hmm.
So exciting, man.
What kind of musical influences do you guys come from? I mean, you've had multiple bands. It seems like the bands have done different things.
Colby?
Like, what kind of music did you all first start getting into? This could be individually as well.
I just started like throwing sticks at trees, and then like one day it turned into like a rap game type thing, and then I really went for it, and I started playing some rock and roll and throwing rocks at stuff. So
Yeah.
No, I think our biggest influences for a while, we got into just like straight up classic rock, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd.
A lot of the 60s and 70s stuff, man, because that's just, I mean, it's the best.
But now I
there's
think
there's no beating it.
we're keeping that, but also, looking at songwriters like Tyler Childers and Steve Earle for me. There's many more, I'm sure, but just kind of trying to get more stories out of our songs. I think that's a good influence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good way to put it. I mean, and it's kind of funny. Kentucky has its own scene right now, and it has a lot of different music and a lot of different artists. And it seems like there is a little bit of crossover. There, people are bleeding in and out of genres.
Yeah.
Even though it seems like people want to put things in categories and put things in a box. I consider you all country folk, and you're making not country folk music, but you guys you're country people to me, Kentuckians.
Right.
And, this is just another expression of the people of Kentucky's music. I mean, that's the way that I see it.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it is like, if you're from here, there's no like escaping that you're from here, so you might as well just
And it's
embrace
going to come
it.
out of you anyway.
Not try to like put yourself in a genre. That's like that's the worst thing you could do for music, man. Is put yourself in a genre and not like just be yourself.
Yeah,
And
don't
that's-
lock yourself in a box.
Yeah, and then you lock yourself in a box, and that's what you don't want to do. That, and we're trying to get away from like what we think we want to be and just be ourselves.
Yes.
Sure, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Let me say this and see if y'all agree or disagree. a lot of people are like, pop music is ruining every genre of music. And we don't even have to debate that point, but what if I said the one thing that I see the pop influence doing to music is actually being the thing that's bleeding it together?
Yeah.
Like,
dude,
I
that
feel
makes-
like it's making it more acceptable for different people to like different kinds of music. Whether it's making the music better or not, like I say, we'll leave that to another debate.
That kind of is what.
But I feel like it's bringing more people. It's making it more inclusive. I mean, does anybody have any thoughts about that?
That is true, though. Like, I do hear that. Like, throughout it, we play with a lot of people, and like throughout the years, everything's gotten a little like poppier. I think it's the groove. Like, everybody wants to dance now.
Yeah, well,
That's-
they've always wanted to dance, and that's like, it goes in waves, you know, but that stuff's always there. There's always going to be popular music, and the best bands of all time can express themselves
Anyway,
anyway,
Yeah.
and also kind of fit into what's happening at the time, because that's an important part if you're ever want people at your show, to be honest. You know, you gotta go with it.
I'll just say this, that it's not pop music that's ruining it. It's the formula. The formula ruins
Yeah,
everything,
that's true.
man. Just like getting in there and being like, oh, this person made money this way, so I'm going to go make money doing it the exact same fucking way.
cookie
Like,
cutterness
it's-
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you enjoy some success, but also
You got to find that middle
become a
line.
has-been in 10 years.
Yeah, you got to find that middle line where you're like kind of selling out, but like not. You're not. You know, I think that's what's happening right now.
Like,
with
you
the pop.
can't have my soul, but I'd sure as hell like to have a car and a house. you
Yeah,
know?
Yeah.
exactly.
Like something good to eat. You
you
know.
said it
I don't
well.
know. That's,
So
Well-
you're trying to make me horny, but kind of not.
Well, and I'll say this too. Like, I see a lot of people, you know, that'll say, "Don't do this, don't do that," especially in regards to selling out. And then when somebody gets the same opportunity, that's the first thing they do is do what they told you not to do.
well, I mean, it's eventually you're gonna sell out a little bit. You know, like it's just bound to happen. So
Well, you either are or you're not going to make any money.
Exactly.
I mean, that's
so
just the
true.
truth of it.
Thus the selling part. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, it's just something that like, I think, you know, because our last album, which I hope, you know, one day might, if we put out an album that's more popular, and then people go back and look and be like, wow, that was their artistic stuff. I like the early Bedford better. That's cool, man. Me too, maybe. But if that new album, the one that's not the old Bedford and not all, you know, put together in a lot of ways, I think then, I don't know, you can hate it, but it might buy you a house, exactly what you said, you know? And you can go back and enjoy the other stuff in your new house, in your new car, you know?
And then what are you going to do on the next album?
Well, then, see, that's the beautiful thing about it. I look at, like, the Beatles, man. They went with the sound that was big. They went with that, the
And then
whole...
what?
Well, and then they did their own thing. Then they can go any way they want.
To India.
Exactly. And then, you know,
And
that's...
then what? Like, they stopped selling stuff,
international
like-
success.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Well, being that we are in a country music bar,
Yeah.
I know that you all told me that you are working on some country material, and you've obviously just brought up earlier some country artists that you do like. What kind of shit? I forgot what the hell I was going to say. Anyway, in regards to country music, like, how do you see how do you see yourself maybe kind of expressing yourself through country music, or you know, kind of making country music?
Probably lyrical. Like, because I don't think we can change what we like to sound like. You know, I don't think we can change the groove.
I don't
in
think
us.
there'll ever
and it's
be
not. I don't think we have country groove in us. It's
I don't
like,
think there'll ever be a steel guitar or a banjo
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Bedford. And that's just something that's okay. But that doesn't mean that our song can't be about coming from, you know, having family members who work in coal mines and knowing what that's about, or knowing the struggle of addiction to pain pills or something like that. That's stuff that we know. We don't know as much about, you know, bluegrass. I mean, I'm learning about it, but at the same time, we can make up for that with we're from here. We can relate to everything Tyler's talking about, you know, and what Appalachia is, and that's where, you know, our influence of country music really comes, I think.
My influence comes from Sturgill. And he's like just calling people on their bullshit all the time. That's what I really like about it.
You've been a big Sturgill fan for like since day one, man.
And I'll probably
You
put
showed
some
me him in like high
pedal
school.
steel on our album.
That I
I'll
mean, pedal
definitely
steel
put
is
some
pretty
pedal
sick.
steel on the album.
Yeah.
That was in freaking like Rocket Man, like
That's
some of
true.
the biggest songs.
Yeah,
It's
man.
not
But
even
you know what I
country.
meant
You're
by
just in a
that.
box,
I don't think we'll like
living in a box.
embrace that whole country sound. I just think it's more of like hints of it with embracing the idea of writing stories in your lyrics.
It's just like I said earlier. You can't escape that stuff. You can't escape that you're from here. It's gonna be in there.
Exactly.
Like no matter what. So it's there.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like basically you're going to do what you want to do, and if it comes out, then it's not like you're trying to stop it, but you're not trying to force it either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We actually had a conversation about that yesterday. That's the same. That's like the conclusion that we came to it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, how about we take a chance to get into your first song? Are you guys?
Thank you. First.
Let's do Bone Orchard first.
Yeah, we'll do Bone Orchard.
Why don't you all go ahead and introduce it, let everybody know what it is?
This song is an old one of ours called Bone Orchard Blues. We wrote this about 3 years ago. We were all living together in college in the same house. And there was a cemetery right beside our house, and we used to get a little drunk and look at it. And I guess is that what you wrote this song about?
Mainly, yeah. Yeah, it's just a bone orchard is the same thing as saying a graveyard. I was actually on Facebook and saw there's like 1920s words that we don't use anymore. So I was like, I'm gonna write a song using a bunch of words that are old. And so there's a line that's like wood butcher's jolt in, which basically just means a coffin, but it sounds fancy. So
Yeah. So this is Bone Orchard Blues off of our first EP called Content, which you can find anywhere online. That's right. Shameless plugs all the time. There's a place that I know where the prone bodies go, and the crows croak and cry with the crones. And if you go it alone. Twist a dream for your soul, for you'll never return from Bone Orchard Road. Well, yonder preacher man reads from his tome, and I hear the devil drive his coffin nails home. Just before you could smell the burning man's ashes, I peeked in and I saw myself laying down in a casket. It's Bone Orchard Blues. Devil come to collect his dues. No, it's Bone Orchard Blues. Yeah. Got only all your soul to lose. What could lead a man such as I to fall for a trap that was laid in the sky? blues. Devil come to collect his dues. Oh, it's born out the blues, born out the blues. Yeah, I don't need your soul to lose. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I think they say that dog will hunt. Like y'all go out and you watch a lot of music too, right? Mm-hmm. Do y'all, I mean, you have to know a little bit, but I mean, do y'all actually know how good you are? Do you have an idea? It may be hard to answer this question.
Yeah, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. I don't want to answer it either way. I'll say that. Because either way, like, I'm either down on myself or, like, way too up on myself.
Because how old are you all now?
22.
22.
We just, Tristan turned 22.
Yesterday.
Yesterday, yep.
Just to touch on that, it's not so much knowing how good or bad you are, it's just knowing your worth.
That's
There you
very
go.
good.
Being
Colby.
unbiased.
Exactly. Yeah, that is a very good point. Very
Yeah,
good
I know.
point. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why I said it, bro.
I am Simon Says, okay?
Colby definitely knows how good he is, by the way. He's just not going to admit it.
I know that was a trick question.
Yeah, he's
Totally
a
trick
liar.
Awesome. Well, let me ask you this. What is your all's creative process like? Do y'all have a primary writer? Do y'all collaborate together? Do y'all bring separate ideas kind of to the mix? What do y'all do?
In the beginning, it was mostly Tristan writing, really. And then, you know, we all moved in together our second semester in college and just started writing, like, more together. and it started like involving everybody else in the band. So like now it's just like if we get together for a practice, it's like one of us has written a song and then we bring it to practice to write it with everybody. Or if anybody has written a song, you know, or sometimes we get together and just like start from scratch, but it's whatever we have.
I also like the fact that it's like if I showed Sam a song and he just didn't like it, he would help me make it a better song, and the same thing with me to him, and the same thing to all of us. So it's like songs will start in somebody's room by themselves, but then it becomes what it is with the band's help, and that's why usually, probably we'll do this forever, when we go to the studio, say I was the first person, I titled the song, I wrote a good chunk of the lyrics. Well, they're all getting 25 cuts on that song, and that's how we've done every song we've ever recorded. Even if I wrote all of it, I didn't play their part, and their part made the song what it is. So
Yeah, I mean, we part right
right.
if we bring a song. Like somebody has the bass, and then everybody writes their parts to the song. That's like, I mean, that is the song. If you take it apart, it's not going to be, like if you take one part out of it, it's not going to be the same song.
I also don't think I've ever, any of us have ever showed each other a song and it was done right then. Like we just added parts and went. Every single time with every song, somebody has changed something structurally, lyrically, chordally about that song to make it significant. So we're all good songwriters, and I think that helps.
Right. Well, and you talked about liking the music of the 60s and the 70s, and like this is what people did. You know, they go rent a cabin and they would go write an album and do things. And I think, you know, what was touched on earlier when we were talking about pop music is just not doing the same thing as everybody else, which is true. I mean, things are written by formulas and they're just, you know, basically manufactured out. Yeah. And so it's cool to hear that there's a more creative process that is going on. Because I do think that'll be important in what comes out.
Oh yeah, that's the most important thing is like not putting yourself in that cookie cutter image of what everybody else is doing today, and like being creative is the most important part of being a musician. Like, you can't do anything anybody else has done, or if you do, you have to make it your own. You have to be, like I said, like we said earlier, you have to be yourself.
Do you? How do you feel the internet has helped or hurt music? I don't know. At your age, y'all have missed the whole part of selling CDs and albums, and you know, even a time when playing live music it was a lot easier. I can tell you that. You know, being the bar owner. I mean, now you have services where you can listen to anything all month that costs the price of one show. But how do you all feel about the internet and marketing and getting your stuff out there?
I hate the internet.
I think that, and I really believe that if this band was born in the time that of the music we played, we might have already been picked up, and that's just it's because
it's a sea now.
Yeah, there's so much of it, and we're something. What we're playing music that has already happened. Doesn't mean people don't like it. It just means that it's harder to find because it's not in your face, because it's new and it's unique and it's never, you know. So it doesn't mean that there's not a market for it. It's just harder to find, and you know, typically people are going to go after this thing that they've never heard instead of the thing that they've heard that sounds similar. So, like I said, I think, you know, if rock music was still as live and well as it was in 1970, and not just rock music, because there's all kinds of types of rock music. I'm talking about that type of rock music that sounds like that did. You know, there's all kinds of bands like that now, which was what makes it hard. You know, there's so many people that can do what we're doing, and we have to do it in a way that's unique.
Mm-hmm.
The internet has totally changed things, from Napster in the beginning and people just downloading shit illegally. Like, that's where you got like money in your pockets from selling CDs and shit and going on tours. That's how you got paid as a musician. Now it's like, man, yeah, pay $5 and you can listen to all of my songs.
I'll
Like,
get 10 cents
you know?
of it. Yeah.
you know,
Right.
seriously,
You
like,
get like
You get less than
I
a
think-
cent.
Oh yeah, it's
Baby-
less than
You get like
less
a
than a
hundredth
tenth
of a
of a
cent.
cent.
"Baby, I Love the Way" by Peter Frampton. He only got like $1,400 off
He
of
got
it.
yeah he
from
got
like 14 million streams or
yeah
something.
14 million
37
streams. He got
million.
$1,500 or yeah $1,500. That's what he got for that. That was ridiculous.
So, do you all spend time collaboratively thinking about what the market is and what you do to try to take advantage of what the world is now? Because it's obviously never going back. And I mean, I think there's some good. It's easier to be heard and to be out there.
Well,
The problem is money.
yeah, exactly.
Problem
It's
is
sticking
the
through
money.
it, and
Yeah.
it's sticking through it until you can like pay your bills. You know?
it's like a weird time for music right
It
now.
is.
And I think that one day in the future, it will probably be a lot better. We'll figure out some way to get all your money.
They just need to outlaw Spotify like throughout the whole entire world, and then music will be back, man. Like you'll just. I wish people had to go out to shows. To listen to
Spotify is just like Walmart or Facebook or Amazon. It's just a big monopoly, and until those monopolies get broke up, then there ain't really nothing gonna change.
Well, you know what we got to do, boys.
Well, I think
I'm not gonna say it
the
on
president
here.
of Spotify
Anarchy.
totally changed it and put money in his own pocket. So like, I don't think we have to like destroy Sony before like
No,
music.
they
You
just
can,
have
like,
too much
You know,
power.
you can. I just think it has to do with the way you listen to music. Like, still people listen to a lot of radio, which they paid a lot of money to get it on the radio to
Yeah,
get the
dude.
rights to those songs. So like, that makes a lot of sense to me. But like, think about going and like not hearing any music the entire day. Now how much does music mean to you?
Right.
That's so true. That is so true. I've never really thought about that. Like not hearing music every day, that would kill me. That sucks.
I mean, I think it is hard because, you know, in general, things are worth what people will pay for them. Like that's our whole system over here.
That's so true.
And I mean, maybe it's more of an awareness thing that needs to happen
Yeah.
to change things. But,
Yeah.
Well, do you guys want to get into another song that's not going to make you any damn money?
Yeah. Sure. All right. This
And
is,
go ahead and introduce it. Yeah, let everybody know what it is.
I'll let Trevor introduce this.
This is one called "Thank You." It's one of my songs. I was sitting on the porch with these guys over here, and just started playing these two chords from a Peter Frampton song called "Do You Feel Like We Do," and then made it my own type of thing. But I stole it. This is probably one of the countryer songs we have, if that's a word.
Because Trevor's a country bumpkin. Right there.
All these songs mean a lot to us, and we can't thank you enough for having us, Austin.
Yes, sir.
This is really about like somebody just being an asshole, and like you just like, man, thank you for like being who you are, because I'm not gonna be that way. Am I changing the world, or is the world changing me? And I'm often blinded by everything I cannot see. And I was low in the valley and caught in what could never be. But these hard times living have nothing to do with me. But it takes some time, you win or lose. Who's on your side? Don't let them play you. Spent days in the forest looking at all the different trees. Some are rotten, and some still let us breathe. Well, I was low in the valley and caught in what could never be. But these hard times living have nothing to do with me. It takes some time, you win or lose. Who's on your side? Don't let them play you. You're playing a game you're meant to lose. What's wrong or right? The game is up to you. Thank you for making up my mind. Thank you for making up my
Well, hell yeah.
Patience.
All right, guys. Once again, I want to thank y'all for coming out here and being a part of this.
Thank you for
I really
having us,
do
sir.
appreciate it. And maybe kind of end on some lighter notes. What about any guilty pleasures? You know, got any guilty pleasure artists?
Damn it.
All of them.
Damn it.
I like Lizzo a lot.
Bro, I love Billie Eilish.
Lizzo.
I don't give a shit.
Lizzo's not a guilty
I don't give a
pleasure.
shit. Who knows?
You just
I
gotta
don't-
like Lizzo.
No.
I don't, honestly.
I love Lizzo.
I really do.
Michael Jackson, feel really guilty about it. Still love him.
Yeah. Well, I used to not feel guilty about it, but like
The Phil Collins Tarzan album.
something happened last year that made me feel real bad about liking Michael Jackson. I can't remember. maybe
Did you
maybe
read it?
Was
Did
it
you
on
read
TV?
it on the
Was it on
Facebook?
TV? I don't know.
yeah.
You read it on the Facebooks?
Yeah, I did.
Internet tells no lies.
Yeah. it does.
Winds of Change by Scorpions.
Oh, dude, that's not a guilty pleasure. That's a good song.
Achy
man.
breaky heart.
This is when
I like
opinions
that
start
song.
conflicting.
Don't break my heart.
I'll tell you somebody I
What
hate.
about Toto? How do y'all feel about Toto?
Oh God, I love him. I love him.
Hell yeah, I don't care who knows either.
Toto, dude, Rosanna is one of the best songs ever.
Yeah, dude, Toto's sick. Toto's sick.
All right, moving along. What's the best advice you think you've been given thus far? Any piece of advice? It can obviously be individually that sticks out to you.
The best advice I think of when I think about my life, like literally every day I wake up and I think it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. I do. I seriously wake up and tell myself that. Because it applies to me. Just it's like, yeah, man, sometimes it's hard, but it's a long way to the top. You know?
Damn. Yeah, that's a good one.
I got some of the best advice sometimes. It's way better than that. It's not about that at all. It's all good advice. If you want to hear some advice, though, life is like a wheel, and each spoke represents different things in your life. And if you say you designate too much time to one area and one spoke's way longer than all the other shorter ones, well, your wheel's going to be way out of balance and you won't roll.
There you go.
Balance.
Be an
All right.
even person.
Man, I haven't been given any good advice. That's maybe
can't
why I have the
follow it.
shittiest life. I'm just joking.
What about the worst? What about the worst advice anybody's given you?
The worst
You ever
advice.
taken any and been like, just immediately regretted it?
Dude, yeah. Somebody said wear open-toed shoes in New Orleans, and that's not. Somebody said that to me. I think they were lying to me because I had definitely stepped in pee and puke and poop and poop.
Worst advice someone
And-
give me is they said, "Hey, drink this."
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
I don't remember.
drink
was,
this.
you
bro.
drink this or smoke this
Or
or
watch-
something.
Look where I am now.
Is that bad?
You're bad.
Nah.
Well, do you all have any new music coming out? Anything on the horizon?
Well-
or maybe just kind of, in the process?
We should probably plug Short and Company. We all play in Short and Company now.
Shout out to Jeremy Short.
And that's
Love
really
you.
exciting because we've got a ton of new music with him, and we're actually, I don't know if we're supposed to say anything or not, but it's fine. We're supposed to go down to Blackbird Studio again this summer as Short and Company, so that'll be exciting.
That'll be really.
I don't know when that's going to come out, but it's
Don't worry.
happening.
Don't
Don't worry
worry.
about it. It'll surprise you like a year from now.
Don't worry, Bedford is still here.
Yeah.
We just love Jeremy, and we're gonna be his band,
Right.
100%.
And we're-
I'll be honest with you too. This kind of leads to another path, but when you are a band that has original music, I think it's great to have side projects where you can make money and not overplay your own stuff.
yeah,
Like
and
I
not-
think it's a great thing.
And not have to worry about like, are we playing enough shows together to where we can write songs and still like be a band as
Well-
Bedford? Because we're still playing. All four of us are in Jeremy's
The
band.
biggest thing
So-
about it for me and for all of us is like we've wanted management since we started. Just because we all go to school or we were in school, and it's like it's really hard to manage yourself and try to keep up with some other people and book at the same shows and get that kind of movement in the career because you don't know the connections and it just takes so long. And man, it was just like Short and Company has Whiz Bang Bam, the same management as Tyler, so it's like, dang, play music you like, play bigger shows for more people, make more money, have management.
And plus, Jeremy's a super.
And
cool
Jeremy's
dude.
like, yeah, we just
So you're letting
instantly
those
gel.
guys know that you're available. You're ready for the call.
Man,
Whenever they're ready to add you, just come
Yeah,
on.
that's right. $800 an hour, no negotiations. I'm just joking.
Most
That's not
importantly-
gonna happen. That's way too much.
Most importantly, have fun doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
If you ain't having fun, you shouldn't do it.
That's really good.
That's
You'll be miserable.
That's good advice.
I'm going to change
Hey,
my advice to
that's-
that advice.
It is
That's
good
good
advice.
advice. Yeah.
Well, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up here. This is from the stage at Austin City Saloon with the Bedford Band. Follow all of us on all our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, anything. Whatever, you can find us. Check out their music. Check out what's going on in Austin City Saloon.
Tinder.
And Tinder, yeah.
Look
that's
us
right.
all up on Tinder.
FarmersOnly.com.
Christian mingle.
Christian Beagle.
All right,
All
ready?
right. And with that, we'll tell you goodbye.